done the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, you've done the go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. You've done the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, you've done the go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook Live and YouTube channels. Welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio every Saturday. We're here with you, and for the last few Saturdays, we've been doing giveaways leading up to back to school. We should call it the road to back to school, but we've been giving students supplies, books, so that they can be able to stack their backpacks to go to school. I am Zanella Claxton from the Department of Education, and I have with me
DeAndre Daniel.
my co-host DeAndre Daniel. DeAndre, welcome back. Last week I missed you. Do you want to know, last week the audience struggled with one of the questions. It was a math problem, and I thought DeAndre would really add to this. Probably if he were here, they would actually get it. But this week we have lots of giveaways. We want to say thank you to Mr. Stedvin Clark of Clark's One Stop. And of course, Mr. Clark is known for his quality books. That's where I usually purchase my books. For the first few weeks, the books that we gave away were given by Mrs. Vanita Walters, better known as Auntie Vanny. And Stedvin Clark chipped in, and he has provided us with a stack of books. We have a huge stack right here for all of you who are watching via YouTube and Facebook. I have to probably send them over to DeAndre, and DeAndre can hold on to the stack. So that everybody will be able to see it. But it is a huge stack of books, compliments Mr. Stedvin Clark. And so I want to once again say thank you to Mr. Clark, and also to let you know that his books are, DeAndre, they can see the stack. Can I see the stack? Can I see how high it is? It's a high stack. See, look, it's almost as tall as DeAndre, but the wait is over. So starting yesterday, remember last week I alluded to the fact that he will be selling books. So starting yesterday, his books will be available from in Charlestown, right next to V's Cafe, opposite the D.R. Walwyn Square Plaza. You know what D.R. Walwyn is? You know the Cotton Ground bus stop?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Across from that, you have the books will be on sale. 1 pack of durable quality exercise books costs only $35. And DeAndre, I was telling you before we came on the air that those books are sturdy, and even the children, children like to erase, and the paper rips, and the page rips. I haven't seen these pages rip, and I've used them. I've purchased books from Mr. Clark for a long time, and I haven't seen them, even, and you boys, you're a little rougher on the pages, and I haven't seen them rip. And so parents know that he has given back to the community, he's giving back to children, and so we want for people to support Stedvin Clark. He believes in the community, and of course he was a teacher. He was one of my teachers actually when I was in high school. So he still believes in education and giving back to the children. Support Mr. Clark, $35 for the pack of books, and those books will carry your children through for the entire school year. There are 8 in a pack?
Yeah.
There are 8 books in a pack. And so they take you through the entire school year. And DeAndre, they also have them in different colors. So it's not just one color. It's different colors. We have purple books, we have green books, we have gray books. And some people color code by subject. That's what we do at our house.
Yes.
So when the children look in their backpack, they know the pink book is science, the green book is social studies, the orange book is language arts, and the blue book is math, and that's how we do it. But it helps the children to visually be able to pull out the book instead of having to pull out each. You know how irritating it is to pull each book, look at the subject name that's written on it, put it back in. No, so we color code the books, and so these books from Mr. Clark can help you to do just that.
Because one time I was in school and then we had this math quiz, and then the teacher said you have to take out your book quickly and then start writing. Okay, so the teacher said, okay, ready? Get out your book. So I have to go
And
through
getting out the book
whole
was part of the
math,
quiz?
English, yeah.
Yeah.
Like how fast you could and start writing. And then I had to go through math, English, social studies before I could, no, wait. All the subjects before I could get
Right.
to math. I'm like, oh, no, I can't read the book. That's why I like books with colors, because you see, like, okay, this is the orange, pick up the orange, and then you start going. Then you have all the colors one, and then you get mixed up.
Yes, so I'm an advocate for color coding, especially at the younger age, where the children and the parents can automatically look across the books and know that one is missing and they'll know which one when you color code those books. All right, so in case people tune in later, DeAndre, we'll also remind them of that. As I said, we missed you last week, but there are some very important things happening in the upcoming week. We have the countdown. The countdown is on to back to school. In fact, the countdown for the teachers is even closer because the teachers go out on Monday, both in St. Kitts and in Nevis. And so we are inviting all teachers, calling all teachers, all school staff to head down to NEPAC on Monday, 26th August. That's this Monday at 8:15 a.m. we start registration, and registration closes out at 9 o'clock. All persons should be seated by 9 o'clock, and at 9:15 we'll have a start for the event. So all of that is happening on Monday, and our teachers, I know they're ready, prepared, they're excited about it. They're I'm sure they're almost as or even more excited than I am, than we are at the Department of Education. We can't wait to welcome back these smiling, cheery teachers who are thinking about how wonderful their year will be with people like you, DeAndre, and all of the students here on the island of Nevis. And so we're encouraging everyone to be on time to make sure that we are seated and ready to start. Also, we're doing on that day a donation box. We'll be collecting a donation for Mrs. Tamicia Lestrade, and of course we know that she has ulcerative colitis, and it is a very expensive illness, and so the treatment is very costly. And as a team of educators, team of school personnel, we're encouraging everyone who comes to back to school to just bring us a donation. And of course, we're not going to tell you you have to bring $50. No, bring a donation towards the expenses, medical expenses. We don't ever know when we will have expenses. The time can easily come when anybody can get sick, and so we try to support each other as far as possible. As long as we are aware that something is happening, we'll try to support and assist as best we could. All right, so with all of those announcements, we have also workshops for the teachers this week. So they don't just go back to school, go back to the session and then that's it. They actually have workshops on Tuesday and Wednesday. And so we once again, our entire team has been preparing, doing the best that we can to provide our teachers, our school staff with the resources that they need to be able to attend their workshops. So we have workshops for classroom teachers, we have workshops for cooks in the kitchen, we have workshops for security officers and crossing guards, we have workshops for PE the coaches and the musicians, musical instructors. We have workshops for just about everybody. Everybody has a session going on, and we want to encourage everyone to be there on Monday. We have registration, as I said, so we will keep a track of who is in attendance, and then after that, we'll be able to give you the information as to where you're supposed to be for the rest of the week. So with that said, DeAndre, those are huge, a lot of announcements. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll hear all about the adventures of DeAndre.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Vaughn Radio's Facebook Live and YouTube channels, and welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go. And we are here with you every Saturday morning right here on Vaughn Radio, and we try to share with you opportunities, activities, and giveaways, as we've been doing for the past few weeks. I am Zanella Caxton from the Department of Education, alongside my co-host, DeAndre Daniel. Okay, DeAndre, so it's been a long summer. It's winding down. And it's been a while since we've seen you, and the audience loves to hear the tales of DeAndre. So what have you been doing over during the course of the summer?
The whole summer?
No, the last few weeks. Because I think you've been giving us step by step. Whole summer will keep us for the whole hour.
Okay, for the past about 3 weeks, my sister has been up here, so it's like, and someone related to it up here, like, okay, I'm gonna have fun for the past 3 weeks, because the last time she was up here for about 2 weeks, and then when she stayed the other week, I'm like, wow, you beat your record, or 3 weeks now, and then she spent 3 weeks and 1 day.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 day. She came the Monday, and then she left the Tuesday. So we're supposed to leave the Monday, but she left the Tuesday. Yeah, and I'm happy. She was supposed to come for my birthday, but she didn't get to come.
Oh, so she made up.
Yeah, she made it up for me to come. 3 weeks is like the best 3 weeks of the 3 weeks in the August. Yeah.
Did you get to go to camp last week?
Yes.
How was it?
It was amazing.
What did you learn this time? I know the last time you learned to crack an egg without dropping the shell into the bowl.
Could you repeat the question?
I was asking, what did you learn this time? What new thing did you pick up or learn, or what stood out for you this time? The best part of camp.
The best part of camp was like the games. It wasn't like normal games. It was like games where you had to go like places to find things and such.
Treasure hunts and...
Yeah, something like that, but it's not like she would read something like a clue on a paper. She'd say, like, up in the bathroom, highway up, and then you have to go in the bathroom and look all up in the ceiling.
Where was your camp?
At the, it was at the community center, but I think it's the St. James Community Center at the back of the island where the clinic used to be.
The island doesn't have a back.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, it's...
Close to St. James Primary?
No,
the Butlers?
Far from that.
Camps, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's close
Camp,
to there.
okay.
Like the back
Franklin
road to
Brown.
the fountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the little baby clinic where you used to get your shot every time you're going to primary school, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you went to school over there? You went to clinic over there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the shot right here.
Okay.
Hurts.
It still hurts.
It still hurts.
Okay. All right. So, DeAndre, this morning we have some prizes. We're going to start off with some math problems, right? Rules. Children, stand by. Rules, of course, please make sure, we spoke about this at length last week, please make sure that no adults are calling in, even on behalf of children. If I notice that you're an adult, I'm going to ask Melissa to end the call. That's his heads up. We just want children to understand that this is for children only, and adults as well. We want adults and children to understand that this is for children only. When you call, you can call one time once you've won a prize. If you didn't win, you can call as many times as you need to until you win a prize, but you can only win one prize per week. You have to try your best to speak in complete sentences and to be polite and cordial. Disrespect, of course, is not allowed as well. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to see how well we can do with these questions. And then we'll see how many prizes we can give away today. Those persons who won prizes last week, Naima, Tejana, and Tejane, Rishane, your prizes are here. They're in that big stack in front of DeAndre, and so you'll get them this week. I made sure I brought your names because we didn't get to give them out last week.
Do you get like 4 books each or like
One book per question. All right.
So like I could answer like 2 questions?
No, 1 question per person per week. So some persons from we started, they've been winning books, so they're going to end up having enough books to last the whole time, the whole for every subject, which is pretty amazing because the parents wouldn't have to buy those. Okay, so question 1, we're throwing in some math very early. Okay, question 1. This is a continuous question. It actually has 5 parts, so 5 people will get to win by the time we're done with this question. Okay. Robert was sick last Friday. He usually gets up at 7:35 a.m. Since he was sick, he got up 1 hour and 35 minutes later than usual. At what time did Robert get up? Robert was sick last Friday. He usually gets up at 7:35 a.m. Because he was sick, he got up 1 hour and 35 minutes later than usual. At what time did he get up? And we already have a caller, DeAndre, and we didn't even get a chance to write the parts down. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Wonderful. Do you know what time Robert woke up?
9:05
9:05. You sure?
a.m.
Are you sure it's 9:05?
Yes.
Okay, you want to double check that? You're very, 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 very close.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So we had 1 caller. We have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Wonderful. Do you know what time Robert woke up?
Yes.
What time?
9:10.
Oh, good. Robert got up at 9:10. What's your name?
Tejani David.
Tejane David. DeAndre, hold up Tejane's book because she just won the first prize for the morning. Are you ready for school yet?
Yes.
Good. All right. So try to get here before 10 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. We have some celebration going on. Robert woke up at 9:10 a.m. Okay, let's keep going. He has to take some medicine. He has some medicine at home for his headache and fever. There are 36 tablets left in the bottle, and he is supposed to take 2 tablets at a time, 4 times a day. How many tablets will be left after 1 day? And how many days before he runs out of tablets? This is a tough one. So listen up because there's lots of parts. So he has some medicine at home for his headache and fever. There are 36, I hope DeAndre is writing down and doing the problems. There are 36 tablets in the bottle, and he's supposed to take 2 tablets at a time 4 times per day. How many tablets will be left after 1 day? And how many days before he runs out of tablets? Okay? Let's go again. Oh, we have somebody? Okay, let's go. Good morning. Okay, we lost that person. Another person. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Wonderful. All right, so you have some answers for us. There are 2 things you have to answer. You have to let us know how many tablets will be left after the first day and how many days before will have to pass before he runs out of tablets. Let's go. The first one. How many tablets will be left after the first day? Hello? Hello?
It's like listening to our own selves on the other mic.
Hello? Okay, I think we might have lost that caller. Maybe she's not hearing us. Okay. So let's do it again. So Robert isn't feeling well. He was sick last week. Okay, let's go. We have somebody? All right, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Wonderful. Do you have an answer for us?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. 2 answers. How many tablets will be left after 1 day?
28
Wonderful.
tablets.
Wonderful. So give me that in a full sentence now. There will be
28 tablets.
left.
There will be 28 tablets.
Okay, good. And how many days?
5
Well-
days.
Are you sure? Before he runs out. Okay, so 4. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What is your name?
Naima,
Naima Lapsi. Congratulations, Naima.
thank you.
And are you all ready for school?
Yes.
You're excited?
Yes, I am.
Good. Do you have your uniform and everything ready?
Yes, I do.
Wonderful, Naima. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Robert is still sick, so we're still talking about Robert. Not Robert. Robert is taking up all of our show. So he went to the doctor, and there were 8 patients waiting. 8 people were waiting. The nurse told him that it would be his turn after 2 hours. How many minutes would the doctor see each patient? So Robert went to the doctor. There were 8 patients waiting. The nurse told him that it would take 2 hours. His turn would be in 2 hours. How many minutes would the doctor use to see each patient? Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. Do you know how many minutes the doctor sees each patient for?
I was going to answer the tablet thing.
Oh, we already finished that one, dear. Okay. Now we're answering the question of how many minutes he would have. Each person waits for the doctor. Okay. So you don't have that one for me?
No.
Okay. Call back then. Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay.
We have a caller on the line. Okay, we lost that caller. So let's go. Let me repeat. So Robert went. Okay. Let's go. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Do you know how many minutes the doctor sees each patient for?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. What's your name?
Tejana David.
Okay. Congratulations, Tejana.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day. All right. So, Robert read that oranges are good for him. He went to buy 8 oranges at the store. Each orange weighed 150 grams. What was the total weight of the oranges, and you have to give me the weight in kilograms. So you're going to have to do some conversion, okay? I want to know, Robert read that oranges are good for him. He went to buy 8 oranges at the grocery store. Each orange weighed 150 grams. What was the total weight of the 8 oranges in kilograms? Let's do that again. Robert read that oranges are good for him. He went to buy 8 oranges at the grocery store. Each orange weighed 150 grams. What was the total weight of the 8 oranges in kilograms? DeAndre, this one has a lot of parts. Yeah.
I'm just the advertisement person.
Oh, you're the advertisement person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Okay, wonderful. Do you know the weight of the oranges in kilograms? Hello? I think we lost that caller. DeAndre, while we're waiting for someone to call in, just to remind everyone that these books, these high-quality books,
Are from Clark.
yes, Mr. Stedman Clark, of Clark's One Stop, and the books are available where, DeAndre?
Next door,
Across Farm.
across from the Cotton Ground Square.
Okay, so across from the D.R. Walwyn Square, right there by V's Snacket, Mr. Clark has books there on sale. How much do they cost?
$35.
They can't hear you.
$35.
And do you notice how high quality and thick they are? It's even difficult to get the dog ears. You see how stiff those pages are? Yes. Okay. It's difficult to get the dog ears on the covers. You know, children, they push the books in the bag. And I don't know.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think people would say the Cotton Ground Square or the D.O.R. You said
No, nobody's going to really say the D.R.
no.
Walwyn
So
Square.
they usually do it at the Cotton
Yeah,
Ground.
if I say just the D.R. Walwyn,
They're like,
the
"What?"
younger people, the older people would know, but the younger people
What?
were like, what?
What
But you
about?
tell them, you know, the Cotton Ground and the
Ground
Castle
Square.
bus stop. They say,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
So that's why I try to put both in there. DeAndre, I don't know if we're struggling with the math. I'm going to read it one more time because I know that Robert can't stump us. Robert he read that oranges are good for him. He went to the store and he bought 8 oranges. Each one weighed 150 grams. What is the total weight of the 8 oranges in kilograms? We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's youth on the go. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our viewers, our radio listeners, our viewers via Facebook Live and YouTube, Von Radio's YouTube channels. And welcome to another edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I think we're coming back, DeAndre, and we have somebody ready with the answer. They were not even going to wait. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Wonderful. Do you have the answer for us?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me in a complete sentence?
The oranges weigh 1.2 kilograms.
Woohoo! Good job. What's your name?
Devandre Bartlett.
Devandre Bartlett. All right, Devandre. Can you get over here to get your prize before 10 o'clock? Can you ask Mommy quickly?
Okay.
Okay. And congratulations. You did a great job. Okay? You ready for school?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right. All right, so congratulations to Devandre. He was able to get that question that seemed to stump us just for a little bit. And he was able to win his prize. Melissa, it is at the bottom of the hour, though, so I'm not going to ask another question until I hand over to you, and then we'll come right back to it, the rest of the process.
All right, we break from our excitement here to say special good morning to Lee Paris Cambridge there in England. Good morning, Lee. Happy Saturday, or good day. Happy Saturday to you and yours, your family, your friends, your supporters right there in England. And of course, here in Nevis, we continue to pray for you, and we know that you are oozing positivity as usual. So keep up the good work. And we say a special good morning to you from all of us here at the Eastern Caribbean Powerhouse, from the good folks on the Youth on the Go program over there in studio number 2, Zanella, DeAndre, and of course our big studio outside of this studio, the island of Nevis, and special mention Auntie Vanny and family, sending you love from right here in Nevis. Also your loving sister Tracy, sending you love as well, Tracy. Good morning. And of course, and that's it.
Thank you, Melissa.
I have one question.
Yes.
A quick question. If it's 9:38 here, what time is it in England?
What's the difference? Is it a 5
Is
or
it
6?
4 or 5 hours? I can't remember.
If it's that's a
But
big
it's
question.
probably early afternoon, maybe after 12.
It is probably like
Yeah.
5 hours.
It's
probably 5 hours.
2:38.
Oh, you know the time?
Yeah.
You know the difference?
Yeah, it's 5 hours.
Oh, it's 5 hours. Okay.
So why'd you ask?
Because he wanted to make that a question.
you wanted
a
to.
live quiz, and we would have to figure out firstly how many hours.
How many hours?
And then after
How
that, we have to
many
add the
minutes?
number of hours.
Oh.
And then how
to-
many
to-
seconds?
to-
So
to-
we,
And how many
we were wrong. We
milliseconds?
don't get a book.
We don't,
No.
no, we've lost. Okay.
I got the point.
But guess who's winning books? The callers who are listening, the children out there in Radioland, and of course Facebook and YouTube as well. We have one more question about Robert. So Robert must be really sick because he has a lot of things going on. He has doctor's appointments, he has medicine, he has all kinds of things, and he added from fruit. So he went home and he ate 1 3/8 of an orange,
It's?
1 3/8
Oh.
of an orange before he took his medicine, and then he ate another 2 1/8 of an orange after he had the medicine. How many oranges did he actually eat altogether? So Robert ate 1 3/8 of an orange before he took his medicine, and another 2 1/8 of an orange after he had his medicine. How many oranges did he eat in all? Ooh.
All I heard was eights.
Okay, so let me make sure I get the numbers again. Robert ate 1 3/8 of an orange before he took his medicine. And then he ate another 2 1/8 of an orange after he had his medicine. How many oranges did he eat in all? Okay. Whew. Yeah, Andre, that's an exhausting one, I must say. Saying all of those eights. So before he ate, before he took his medicine, he decided, I want some oranges. And he started off by eating 1 3/8 of an orange, right? This is more than one orange. And then when he was finished taking his medicine, the medicine a doctor gave to him, he decided to eat another 2 1/8 of an orange. So the question then is, How many oranges did he have in all?
I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
again in my head, like you know, you have a word and you think about it and it's like, wow, it's a word. Have you ever thought of that? Hello? Oh!
Have I ever thought about what?
Oh, have you ever have you ever just sit there and just daydream about words and like, have you ever just think about like where did this all come from? Like,
Words?
yeah.
Not really. That's some higher level thinking there. I haven't sat down to think about where words came from.
Like,
but
have you ever zoomed into the universe and think like
no,
planets and like?
no.
Have you ever thought about DeAndre, like Dion, like spread that be like D?
And no.
Oh, I thought about like it's like crazy, like we're like I like sometimes I think about it, like makes my mind like.
Yes, so don't. If it's making your mind, you might need to redirect. I don't know. Is this one stumping people too? It's a fractions question, and because he didn't eat, he ate a little more than one each time, so there was a percentage or a part of a whole that he had. So he went home. I guess maybe his tummy got full because he ate 1 3/8 of the orange first, and then he went back after he had his medicine. And he said, "Okay, maybe the medicine left some space in his tummy. I don't know." Or sometimes you want to get rid of that taste, that medicine taste.
Yeah.
That's probably what he
And
was
you
doing.
eat and
So he had
drink
another
so many
2
things.
1/8 of the of oranges, and we want to know at the end of all of the eating of the oranges, how many oranges did Robert eat total?
I hate fractions.
I think that the students out here might be struggling with fractions too, because I know we're usually on it, and we're not on it today with this one. So we have 1 3/8 before the medicine, and 2 1/8 after the medicine. When you combine all that he ate, can't give you I'm trying to give some hints. When you combine all that he ate, how many oranges did he have in all?
You know, when I was first learning fractions, they said, "Oh, you said 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3." That's it. I did that, but I learned that it doesn't work that way.
No,
you
it
know?
doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it's more difficult.
Well, it's not more difficult. It's more of a process. Processing. You think through it a little differently. We're struggling here. I want to read a little story. I'm afraid to start reading the story and then somebody calls in and interrupts the story. But it seems like nobody's calling in with our very easy question.
Hello. Good morning.
Okay, can you speak a little bit louder? Good morning.
3 1/2.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Ooh, wonderful. Can you give me your answer in a complete sentence, please?
A 3 1/2.
Okay, so we 3 1/2. Can you give me in a complete sentence? Robert, 8.
Robert 8. 3 1/2.
Oranges. Oranges.
Oranges.
Good job. What's your name?
Tajon David.
All right. Robert 8, 3 1/2 oranges.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you ready for school?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to be even more ready next week, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
I miss my teacher.
Oh, my goodness. What's your teacher's name?
Teacher Chapman.
Oh, you miss Teacher Chapman? Well, tell Mommy on the first, you're going to a new school, right?
Yes.
So tell Mommy on the first day of school she has to take you to see Teacher Chapman over at Maud Smith Preschool, okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And make sure you give Teacher Chapman a big hug so that she knows that you missed her all summer long. Okay, thank you, Tejan.
You know, fractions in general is easy, but when you put so many confusing things into it and be like, what's this times that and this over that, it's like, I was
It's a process. It's about process. So you take your time and you go through each step. At first, I struggled with fractions too, but we did several things. You had little charts. You had they showed you how to do the pieces and the squares, and you put them together, and 8 of them are a whole, 8 eighths. But then if you want 2 eighths, you have to take out 6 of the 8, and so this is 2 eighths over here, this is 6 eighths over here. Together they make 8 eighths, and so we did it using pieces of blocks or squares or something along that line. So it helped tremendously.
So you did it back then when you were small in school?
Yes, we had to do fractions.
Well, it's more difficult this time.
Oh, so you want to
If
say
it's
that?
not, if it's 8 eighths and it's circle, then
But that's how you start. That's how you
but
start.
it's not
But
like
then when you
that
get
now.
up,
It's
when you
like-
get up to the higher levels of fractions, it gets a little bit more difficult. Yes, I agree.
It's
Okay.
like, it killed you, like.
So we have a story that we're going to read quickly. It's called Stacy Finds a Way. The first part is called The Play. The play was only, and listen up because we're going to ask questions based on the story.
Could I answer?
No, sir.
Okay.
The play was only a week away. All the girls and boys in Mrs. Brown's class were excited, but Stacy was the most excited of all. She was going to be Little Red Riding Hood, and her family was coming to see her. "Please line up, children," Mrs. Brown said. "I'm handing out tickets for Saturday's play." Stacy glanced at her ticket. But, Mrs. Brown, there are only 2 tickets here." "That's right, Stacy. Each child in the class gets 2 tickets." But 2 isn't enough," Stacy said. "I need 4. Mrs. Brown said, "I'm sorry. There just isn't enough space to include all of our friends and family. You'll have to decide whom to ask." After school, Stacy walked slowly to her house. The clouds above her were dark. When she turned the corner, a wild wind blew her hat off into a puddle. The whole world looked bad. She had worked hard to learn her lines, repeated them over and over and over, and learned to say them so everyone would understand the story of the play. Everybody told her she was great. Now her whole family wouldn't see her. Who would get to go and who wouldn't? So now she has to decide. The problem. At home, Stacy went to the table. She put her head down. "What's wrong?" Stacy's brother Brian asked. Stacy explained her problem. "That is a problem," Brian said. "But I don't have to go. I can stay home and watch the ball game on TV." Even if Brian didn't go, Stacy was only halfway to an answer. She had 3 more people to ask, but only 2 tickets. One other person would not be able to go. Stacy talked to her mother, who was reading the newspaper. "I would love to see you in the play," Stacy's mother said, "but I certainly understand if you took your father and your grandmother." When Stacy asked her father, he said that she could take her mother and her grandmother. "I don't want to miss your special day, but I might have to work next Saturday." Stacy put on her coat and crossed the street to her grandmother's house. "Take your mother and your father, Stacy. You can come over after the play for juice and cookies and tell me all about it." Stacy's whole family understood that she could only get 2 tickets. Her mother, her father, her grandmother, and her brother each wanted to help her out, but by not going to see the play. But Stacy wanted them all to be there. The answer. The next morning at school, Stacy ran to find Mrs. Brown. "The lunchroom," Stacy said. "We can do the play in there." "Well, that's an idea, Stacy. It's a bigger room. It's not exactly set up to put on a play, but let's see what we can do." Later on, Mrs. Brown took Stacy aside in the lunchroom. "It's all set," she told Stacy. "Now all the children can bring their entire families. We'll tell them tomorrow. Thanks for your good idea." That Saturday afternoon, all of Stacy's family went to the school. A painted moon hung on one wall. A tall candle sat on a desk. The front of the lunchroom looked like an old house. Stacy stood behind a sheet and peeked out. She was very excited. What if something went wrong? What if she forgot what to say? Nothing went wrong. Stacy was a great little Red Riding Hood. She was the star of the play, but everybody else was good too. Mrs. Brown was happy, and all 4 of Stacy's guests were proud. Okay, so the question for the listening audience, question 1. At the beginning of the story, why can't Stacy take her whole family to the play? At the beginning of the story, why can't Stacy take her entire family to the play? It's a very easy question, right, DeAndre? As long as you were listening to the story, we would only have an issue if we weren't listening to the story. The beginning of the play and complete sentences. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. At the beginning of the play, why can't Stacy take her entire family to the play, to see her in the play? Remember that section was called the problem. The numbers to call are 469-1616, 469-1700, and we want to remind you that only children are allowed to call in, and each child can call once per week to win a prize. Once that child has won a prize, we're going to ask you to allow other children to get an opportunity to call in. DeAndre, what would you have done if you were in Stacy's position? And for those who are tuning in, we're trying to find out at the beginning of the story, why can't Stacy take her whole family to the play? What would you have done if you had... Okay, somebody's on the line. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Stacy couldn't take her whole family to the play because she only got 2 tickets.
And
the room was too small to take every student's whole family to the play.
okay, wonderful. Congratulations. What's your name?
Alphonse Paris.
Say it again, please.
Alphonse Paris.
I'm hearing Paris. I'm not getting your last name.
Alphonse.
Can you spell it for me, please?
ALT.
Uh-huh.
WONE.
Yes. N-E. Okay. I'm going to ask you, can you get here before 10 o'clock to collect your prize?
10 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. Can you get here?
Yes.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. So, Stacey couldn't get she had a problem in the beginning of the play because she was trying to get her whole family into a room that was too small. So the teacher decided that each child can get just 2 tickets to allow at least as many families to come. Okay. Why is it important, this is the last question, why is it important to Stacy that her entire family come to the play? Was it so important for her that her family could come to the play? DeAndre, while we're waiting for somebody to call in with that answer, our final answer for today, I'm going to remind all that teachers are expected to be at NEPAC, seated by 9 o'clock on Monday. And I'm saying teachers, I mean all school staff members from the schools are expected to be at NEPAC, seated at 9 o'clock for the annual back-to-school activities. We are excited to see you, like I said at the top of the show, and we want you to be able to come and enjoy the socialization, the information, and of course get ready and enthused for next week, the following week, September 2nd, when the children come to the schools.
I can't wait.
And DeAndre can't wait, and there are so many who can't wait. But you know who can't wait the most? The persons who can't wait the most are not the the children, not the teachers. Guess who the parents who can't wait for September 2nd the most are?
Guess the who?
Guess who's most excited about the start of school? It's
Oh,
not the children.
parents.
It's not the teachers.
Parents.
It's the parents.
Yeah.
The parents are most excited about the school opening because they start to complain about how much food you're eating,
money
how
you
much
have
the
to buy to
money.
get
Yes,
food
yes,
and then-
yes. They say it's most expensive when the children are at home, so the parents are very excited about back to school. Just for those who are listening, we had one final question on the table in relation to the story which was read. Why is it so important to Stacy that her entire family come to the play?
To me, that's the only reason that parents, they're like, oh, what do you...
Go ahead.
Oh, they're like, oh, what do you want for your, like, what kind of bag you want, what kind of shoes, because they know, like, oh, okay, I'm going to get this for him because he needs to go back to school.
So the parents are only excited about buying you back to school stuff
Yeah.
so that you can go back to school.
Yeah.
Oh, so that they cooperate well.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when school's over, they're like, nope, I'm not buying you that.
Yes,
Too
yes.
expensive.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't have enough money.
Yes. Parents?
And then, like, teachers like, yes, come, children, this is your second home. Come.
Yes.
No. The teacher told me, like, we're at class one day, and she was at the front of the classroom, and she was like, yes, come, children, this is your second home. And then someone, like, one of my friends just got up and says, no.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, how are you doing today?
Good.
Okay. Do you know why it is so important to Stacy that her entire family come to the play?
I wanted her family to see her do the skit.
Good. What script was Stacy doing? Do you remember?
No.
What was the story? Who was she playing in the story?
I forgot.
You forgot? Okay, what's your name?
Kaiwatable.
I heard Archibald. Cairo?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing, Cairo?
Good.
Okay. Okay. See if Grandma can get here soon so I can get you your notebook, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations, Cairo.
Okay.
Okay, bye. All right, DeAndre.
Have a joke ever, like, happen like that in your
That was
class?
funny, though. I love it. Come on, children. This is your second
It's
home.
how she said it. She's like, come, my child, this is your second home. And then one of my friends stood up and said, no.
And the entire class erupted in laughter. Because he didn't want this to be his second home.
No.
But it is your second home.
Yeah.
You spend most of your day at school.
Yeah, we know that, but the person, like, you don't have to, like, remind us every day that this is our life at school. This is our
Trust
life.
me, life is much better when your second home is school. I'm just letting you know that.
It's true, because, like, when vacation came and, like, it's like school was my life. It's like I had something to do. It's like I'm home just sitting, not doing nothing, like miserable. It's like, can't wait till school opens. Because, you know, like when you're in school, you're used to waking up every morning, going to school, and then when school closes, you're like, yes, finally school closes. By the second week, you're like,
Yes, go
I
back.
need school.
Yes.
It's like, what? There's nothing there to do.
School provides entertainment and
Yeah.
it provides education. So we're in a good place.
Provides everything.
It does provide everything.
Talk to people.
Yes,
You
socialization.
learn education.
Yes.
You get food.
Yes, school
you
provides
lose
everything.
weight, everything.
School provides everything. Okay, so once again, teachers, staff members, everybody see you on Monday at 8:15 registration,
And it
seated
closes
by
at
9
9.
o'clock. Good,
And
wonderful.
remember, school starts on Monday. Get everything ready. Oh, and get your books
From
what is your first name?
Stedman Clark,
Stedman Clark.
across
from the Cotton
Ground
Square.
Okay,
Different colors, so you don't have to get mixed up when you're picking out your books.
good, wonderful,
It's
wonderful.
not the Cotton Ground Square, it's the Cotton Ground bus stop.
Yes. And hard
That's the
paper.
Ground bus stop or the Newcastle bus stop, as some people would say. But Stedman Clark contributed our books to them. We want to say thank you once again, Mr. Clark. And to all of you, have a wonderful week. Teachers, I can't wait to see you on Monday.
Can't wait.
Okay.
my knees.